Hello again, and welcome to week 7 of my pregnancy vlog. I'm gonna apologize right now if you hear my cat scratching at my door and trying to get in. It is also raining outside, so if you hear any background noise, it just is what it is. Okay, so week 7. Wow, you guys. Honestly, I wasn't sure if I was gonna even be able to film anything because I felt like crap. I just woke up from a nap not that long ago, and I forced myself to put on clothes and put on some makeup, and I've been snacking on pretzels so that I can get through this video because I really want to make sure I'm sharing with you everything. So like I mentioned in the previous video, and you got a little taste of how awful I felt that day, it just hit me like a ton of bricks week 7, and I just feel like I just kept telling everyone, everyone kept asking me, well, everyone who knows, okay, so we haven't announced on Facebook or Instagram or anything yet, so these videos clearly aren't, I haven't posted any of them yet, but our family knows. And so everyone's like, oh, how are you feeling? And I'm like, I feel great, this is so awesome. I really have minimal nausea. My biggest concern was the fatigue, and still is. I would still say fatigue is number 1 with this pregnancy so far. Fatigue and bloating. So, and actually last week I didn't really even feel all that bloated. I felt more normal. This week is a whole nother story. So baby heard me, and baby was like, oh, you wanna make sure I'm okay? Here you go with all of the symptoms. So I will say that week 7, so my weeks change on Thursdays. So last Thursday, today is Monday. So I'm currently 7 weeks and 4 days. So I still have a couple days in week 7. And I'm out of breath, and all I've been doing is sitting here talking. And I'm getting really hot. So the hot flashes are still a thing. That's still happening. Okay, so starting day 1 of week 7, I got a horrible migraine. So when I was, just a little bit of a backstory, when I was younger, I would say middle school through past college, and I have 2 degrees, so that was a big chunk of my life. I used to get ocular migraines, and so what happens when I get those, most people don't know what it is, but if you have gotten them, you probably know or have something similar. So what happens is I start not being able to see right. So if I'm reading something, all of a sudden it will be kind of hard, letters will be missing from words, and I won't be able to read properly. And so that's usually my first cue. I'm like, oh, it's coming. And so that happened on Monday around, I felt really awesome Monday morning up until about 11. Or this was Thursday, I'm sorry. Today's Monday. Thursday. And right around 11, I remember I was texting my husband, and I was like, oh no, I haven't had one of these in a really long time. I used to get them all the time, and then when we switched around our lifestyle and changed the cleaners we were using, the products we were using, all that stuff, they really for the most part are gone. I will get maybe less than a handful a year, which is amazing because it used to happen all the time. And so so I start getting the blurriness, and then I start to see an aura is the best way I can describe it. It's kind of so some people say that theirs aren't colored. Mine is colored, and it looks just like a colorful rainbow, and it's usually on the side, kind of like this. So if I look out, I won't be able to see normal, what my normal peripheral vision is. It will be shortened, and because I'll just see this aura. And so it started on my left side, and then it went over to my right side. And I remember I was talking to my mom, and I was she's like, do you have a headache yet? And I'm like, no, I'm hoping I don't get one. And just the whole time, I kept talking to her, I kept going like this, and she was like, you need to go lay down, you already have a headache. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. So I had a migraine that whole day. That started at 11. I slept most of the day. When my husband came home, he cooked dinner. Well, he cooks dinner every day, but he did all the things. I was upstairs sleeping, and I came down to eat dinner, and then I went back up to bed. I went to bed at 7 o'clock. I slept through the whole night, and I remember I woke up 2 or 3 times in the middle of the night, and my head was still pounding. So I was like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. So then I woke up and I felt okay for like the morning. And then again, the second day, like I had just a headache. I had to go to bed early again because my head was pounding. It was like more on and off though. It wasn't as terrible, and I didn't have the vision changes the second day. And so then that was Friday. And then Saturday, I still had residual headaches. And then Sunday, which was Easter, which was yesterday, was the first day that the migraine was gone. So I haven't had a migraine that bad that like lasted that long. Usually they're only like a couple hours in a very, very long time. So I'm contributing it to the pregnancy, like the hormones and stuff like that, but it could have been something unrelated. Because I do have that history in the past. But that's what started off the week. And then with the migraine, like came the nausea. And I was just nauseous like all day on Thursday, Friday, like just actually the last 4 days. So this whole week I've been very nauseous. Usually in the morning I'm not so bad. Like I can get a couple hours in the morning where I feel really good. And then it hits me like usually around 11 o'clock, right when I'm getting snack ready for the boys. And then like all I want to do is sleep because I feel so nauseous. I don't actually throw up, which I'm not like surprised by because with my last 2 pregnancies, I was nauseous a lot. A lot of it was like motion related, so I get motion sickness just in general, but when I'm pregnant, it's like tenfold. But obviously because of the quarantine, I haven't been going anywhere. So I'm wondering if my nausea's worse with this pregnancy because I've been having so much of it and haven't actually been like going anywhere. But I don't really remember like specific my pregnancies from before where it feel like so long ago. So like there are some things that I remember really well and some things that I don't. So I'm not really sure, but I think that there's a possibility that I'm more nauseous with this pregnancy than I was with those. Granted, it's only really been a couple days that I've actually felt super nauseous, so we'll see. It could clear up and go away. So the nausea, the migraine, fatigue, like I just think fatigue is the biggest symptom I have with this pregnancy. Like over everything, I am so tired. I get out of breath. I take at least 1 nap a day. Yesterday I took 2 naps. Today I've already taken 1 nap and it hasn't even hit my like tired time. Usually around 2:30, I like lay down for about an hour. And this, I already napped and it's 1:30. So chances are I will probably take another nap today. I don't know, like I'm just so exhausted. I don't remember feeling this exhausted with my second. My first, I do remember I was super tired, but it also was my first pregnancy and I was still working full time. So I don't know, it's kind of hard to gauge because my life is very different now from when I was pregnant with my first. Still the increased urination, definitely increased thirst still. Another thing that was new that I actually think I forgot to mention in last week's video, it started at the end of like week 6, is, and I think I mentioned it in my week 5 video, I was like, I'm ordering prunes because I just have a feeling like everything's slowing down, I'm feeling more bloated. Thank goodness my prunes came in because I have definitely been getting constipated. Like still going, but just I know it's not enough, and it's like I just feel so uncomfortable in my stomach, and I really don't remember that with my first 2 pregnancies, but like I said, it was long ago and I didn't document anything with my last 2 pregnancies, so maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I keep saying to my husband like, if this feels different, and he's like, no, like you had that before too, and I'm like, okay. So I don't really know, but like everything, like my stomach just constantly hurts. I don't know if this is happening to you, let me know. I don't know. Like, I don't remember this being normal, but maybe it is. But, like, everything feels super bloated. Like, I feel, like, I can't tell. I was telling my husband the other night, I'm like, I can't tell if I'm, like, hungry or, like, feeling too full or, like, nauseous. Like, I can't really differentiate. Like, I just feel not good. And so when every time I eat, afterward, I know like I'm gonna have a bellyache too. Like I have to lay down because my stomach hurts, and like I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. It just feels super uncomfortable. Everything's just slowing down and everything. So I've been eating lots of prunes, trying to drink lots of water, I don't know. We'll see how it continues, but that's definitely new. Like the constipation is definitely new within the last week-ish. Like I said, the bloating. Oh, I have been having crazy mood swings. Like mostly in, I know I had mood swings in the beginning, like in the very beginning, but those were more like angry mood swings. These are more mood swings like I just start crying. I think yesterday, I think I cried like 4 or 5 times just randomly. And my husband would look at me and he's like, "Why are you crying?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Like, I just am crying over the dumbest stuff. So that's been interesting. And then lastly, I think, well, we'll see. I still have a couple more days in this week, so we'll see if anything else pops up. But I feel like I'm starting to show already. Like, not in the sense that, like, you can see my belly from baby, but I'm so bloated that I feel like I look like I'm starting to show. And I don't remember having that with I know, like, for a fact, I didn't start showing until, like, later with my second, because I was in much better, like, shape, physically, emotionally, like, everything for my second pregnancy. I think my first pregnancy, I want to say I started showing around 16-ish weeks, and my second, it could have been around the same time. I want to say it was more closer to like 17, 18 weeks, but my memory isn't always the greatest. So it could have been earlier, but like visibly like showing. And I don't feel like that now. Like I can definitely wear things and no one would know. Not that I feel like I need to hide it. I know a lot of people choose not to tell people until after their first trimester, and I respect that. I'm just not that type of person. I want to share it with the world. We will probably announce within the next week or so. I've been like itching to like tell everyone. Like I said, we've already told our whole family. All of our like immediate family knows already. And we've been like that with every single pregnancy. We usually tell them right away. We just can't really keep secrets. And if something terrible were to happen, like they would know anyway, and I would want that support. So I respect everybody's decision, but that's just not how we are. So anyway, so I do want to show you my belly. I'm in like sweatpants because hello, we're in quarantine, so who gets dressed? I think I put on jeans like maybe twice in the past month. So I don't even know if my jeans are fitting. Oh, another thing. I put on 2 sports bras this morning. I had to take them off because they were so tight. So I think I noted in like one of the other videos, my breasts are like super like engorged, like they feel like heavy and full and stuff, but I didn't think that they actually looked like they grew at all. I don't know, maybe it's just like my rib cage that it changed, because it mostly just felt like tight, like, well, no, it felt tight here too, but it felt tight like on, like I felt like I couldn't breathe right, so I had to take them off. And so I put on one of my regular bras today, which I haven't been wearing because usually the underwire irritates me because of the soreness. But I put it on like the last clip, which usually I put it on, there's 4 clips. I usually put it on the 3rd clip. Excuse me. And I had to put it on the last one, and that's the only one that's comfortable. So I definitely think like it's either like my rib cage or what, maybe from like all the bloating that I've been talking about. I don't really know. But anyway, okay, I'm going to show you what my belly looks like. I'm currently 7 weeks and 4 days. I will be 8 weeks in a couple days here, and so I figure now is the time to start showing you, like, obviously this isn't really like baby there, it's mostly just gonna be bloating, but just for like record purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and show you, and then like probably throughout like the rest of the videos I'll probably show you at the end, just so you can kind of see the progression, and then maybe I'll do like a progression video like afterward or whatever. So again, I have sweatpants on, but here is, and I have a black shirt on, so it's kind of doesn't even, you're gonna be like, oh my god, you don't look like anything, but for me, I feel like it's pretty bloated. Like, I'll pull it up a little bit. Like, I can't, this is me sucking in. Like, you can see it sucks in up here, but like down here is not sucking in. So, look at, like, I can push out, obviously, that's me pushing out, but like even sucking in, there's still a little bit of a belly there, like, which I've always had a tiny bit of a belly, but I feel like it's definitely it definitely to me feels more like it's definitely super bloated. So anyway, that's my little 7.5-week belly, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next week.